When someone is talented, there is usually a pretty good chance they will be successful. But what happens when someone is undeniably the best at everything? Hi everyone, Ken here. Welcome to this house. Born into an old money family with deep historical roots in Dutchess County, New York, Oakleigh Thorne's story begins in the scenic town of Poughkeepsie. From an early age, Oakleigh was restless and ambitious. His parents encouraged his interest in local politics and ensured he had a solid education to set the stage for a career of fast-paced entrepreneurial endeavors. Thorne's professional life was a journey of constant change. After a short stint as the mayor of his hometown, he began his adult life by transforming a small printing company into the Commerce Clearinghouse, a leading publisher of tax guides. His business ventures expanded to include the consolidation of brickyards along the Hudson River, while simultaneously playing a pivotal role in the National Switch and Signal Company, as well as Westinghouse Electric. In the banking sector, Thorne's leadership was most pronounced during his tenure as president of the Trust Company of America. He navigated the company through the tumultuous panic of 1907, securing crucial support from financial giants like J.P. Morgan, showcasing his strategic tendencies to adapt to an ever-changing world. If all this was not enough, Thorne's involvement in investments in the railroad industry was marked by mergers and acquisitions, particularly in the New York, Westchester, and Boston Railway. Enjoying business as if though it were his hobby, his real estate ventures, including plans to build a skyscraper on Long Island, placed the spotlight on him as an urban developer. Even though he had started life with a silver spoon, his drive to constantly and strategically build businesses from the ground up led him to amass a fortune far beyond any of his other family members. By the time he reached his 40s, Thorne was ready to stake his place in Manhattan among the titans of industry. He purchased a corner lot at Park Avenue and East 73rd Street and hired architect Albert J. Bodker to design his dream house. Completed in 1910, his mansion was clad in Indiana limestone with long, horizontal bands wrapping the facade. When it was finished, critics raved about its modern and clean appearance, standing in stark contrast to the heavily embellished neighboring homes. As we approach the front door on the narrow side of the mansion, we will pass over the dry moat, concealing several sublevels where his live-in staff would have been hard at work. Now let's continue inside to begin exploring the mansion. Upon entering the house, we will pass through a vestibule, feeding us into the stair hall. In the stair hall, marble was used to clad every surface, being crafted with precision to form pointed arches in a massive ribbed groin vault. Passing through the double doors, we can enter into the library with its ceiling rising nearly 30 feet and housing centuries-old European tapestries. Looking up past the mezzanine, the coffered mahogany ceiling was extensively decorated both by hand stenciling and with intricate relief work. We can now return to the stair hall and continue to the second floor, bypassing the mezzanine floor, cleverly concealing the servants' bedrooms. This brings us to the antechamber, and while we might get lost admiring the many wall murals framed by gilded wall panels, I'll call your attention to the sconce lights bearing only electric light bulbs, something which was still considerably rare when the house was constructed. Let's take a quick look at the floor plan to see how the public rooms are arranged around the antechamber, with concealed passages, elevators, and dumbwaiters for the servants to maneuver about unnoticed. First, we will venture into the dining room, where, to either side of the fireplace, the wall panels served as secret passageways to the butler's pantry. Even at arm's reach of the marble fireplace, we can barely distinguish the seams of the passageways. To the other end of the antechamber, the Art Nouveau drawing room could be cleared of its furniture to double as a ballroom. Let's continue up to the third floor, noting that the fourth floor would have had more, smaller bedrooms, but was not documented. The smoking room on this level was a favorite of Thorne, and was where he could entertain his friends before calling it a night. Thorne couldn't help but to bring his work into his bedroom, having a writing desk to jot down thoughts on his many business ventures at any hour of the night. Hopefully Mrs. Thorne was able to sleep through his scribbling in her antique bed, which is barely visible in the lower left corner. Though, she could always retreat to her boudoir if she ever needed silence. The Thornes lived here for only a few short years, choosing to lease the house to Frederick Vanderbilt. In a bold career shift in 1918, Thorne acquired and moved into Briarcliff Farms, later renamed to Thorndale, dedicating himself to the breeding of Angus cattle. His efforts led to numerous awards at the International Livestock Exposition and his induction into the Angus Heritage Foundation Hall of Fame in 1934, marking him as a pioneer in agricultural innovation in addition to his other successes. He also built a large mansion in California with sprawling gardens, but that is a story for another time. In his later years, he became heavily involved in philanthropic activities, founding parks, donating to hospitals and churches, and taking a backseat in his business to enjoy time with his family. Oakleigh Thorne's passing in 1948 marked the end of a remarkable life, and even though his Manhattan mansion met the wrecking ball, his legacy continues through his enduring contributions to industry, agriculture, and philanthropy. Thorne's life story is not just a tale of business success, it's a narrative of a man who used his talents and resources to make a significant impact in various spheres of American life. His journey from a small New York town to becoming a key figure in the nation's history is a testament to the power of vision, versatility, and a deep commitment to the betterment of society. Before you head out, leave a like on this video and comment down below which room was your favorite. Make sure you're subscribed with the bell notification turned on so you never miss an exciting episode of This House.